Welcome back to Crypto Spaces, back with another Monad update for you guys. Monad is looking so strong in these market conditions. Guys, Monad is sitting at 0.024 cent, almost 25 cent, almost back at the ICO price, right? There may be some resistance at the ICO price because, people are going to take profits at break even because a lot of people bought in and, it went below the ICO price to 17 cent, 165 cent, right? But we bought in at 0.185 because, in my opinion, I believe Monad will be the outlier for 2026, the outlier altcoin, the altcoin that out of all the other altcoins will be doing well, even if Bitcoin is in a bearish trend, right? Why I have, I'm not, an expert, I wish I was an expert. I'm not the smartest or the most successful, but I see, setups and I see, things that seem like coincidence, but not that aren't truly coincidence. But for example, like I said before, before I saw the video, that I think Monad will be an outlier for 2026. And then sure enough, Benjamin Cohen gets asked, well, if the Bitcoin top is it over for crypto? Are also going to a bear market? Then Benjamin Cohen responds, I think there's always going to be a few altcoins that reach new all-time highs, that outperform Bitcoin, right? Even in midterm years. And that's literally some days before where I said I think Monad will be an outlier. So that is like the writing on the wall. That's like the sign for me that hey, what you said is more than likely than not going to happen. And then you see Monad having strength against Bitcoin when majority of altcoins aren't having strength against Bitcoin. Majority of altcoins are bleeding or going sideways, and Monad is going up against Bitcoin. That's what you have. That's what you call an outlier. That's what you call an outlier. That's what you call outperformance, right? That's what you call a coin that you should buy. You want to buy a coin that outperforms Bitcoin, or else what's the point? If it's not outperforming Bitcoin, cut it right now, right? If it's in your portfolio, it's not outperforming Bitcoin, cut it right now and buy a coin to make money and, outperform Bitcoin. That's why we're here as retail investors, not to buy. We're going to buy Bitcoin after we make millions or we make 6 to 7 figures, then we buy Bitcoin. That's why we're here in the space to buy strong altcoins, right? And Monad is a strong altcoin. And like I said, I think Monad will be an outlier for 2026 that outperforms in 2026 all other altcoins, 99% of altcoins, right? It's one of the few that Benjamin Cohen is speaking of. And then, the market itself will wake up to it. The crypto Twitter, the guys on the timelines with the massive followings, they will wake up to it, right? So $263.86 million in market cap for Monad. And to transition, right? Again, price predictions $1 to $3 is extremely possible. And to transition, we're going to be taking a look at Chog, which is a meme on Monad. It's an NFT IP project similar to Pudgy Penguins, right? Pudgy Penguins have their NFTs on Ethereum, and then they have the Solana coin Pengu, which has also gotten to billions in market cap. Now, it did launch at a higher valuation, and the bottom was in around 200 to 300 mil, and then it went all the way up to like 3 billion, right? And then pull back once again. But this Chog is a similar setup to that, where it's an IP project. They're gonna have NFTs in the future. They launched their coin so people could get exposure, and then eventually they'll do the NFT project. But they're like a brand, right? They're a brand for the project. Like they have like this like I said, IP brand. They have branding, 94K followers, right? And it's like they have like toys, and they're like always like shown in like ads for Monad, just like Anago. You see how I showed you guys Anago was in the video of the Monad Happy Holidays video, Merry Christmas video. Anago is in the video. You see like toys of Chog in the videos as well, right? So Chog is like that, IP brand coin similar to Pudgy Penguins, right? So a billion market cap is possible here as well, right? If not a billion, 100 mil to 300 million, anywhere in that range, right? And in my opinion, right now, $250 gets you 100K Chog, right? And again, you don't have to break the bank. You don't have to go and buy 1,000,000 Chog, right? You put majority of your money into Monad, and then you just toss a little $300, $500 into the rest of the ecosystem, right? So in my opinion, 100,000 Chog, $48 bucks, $250 gets you 100,000 Chog. I think that's a great investment in my personal opinion. It goes to 100 mil market cap. That 250 becomes $10,000. It goes to a billion market cap. That $250 becomes $100,000, right? So, my opinion, Chog is a nice bet, a nice investment to have. This is more, and this is the thing. It has a lot more than just being a meme, right? It has its own IP, it has its own branding, it has toys, it's gonna have NFTs. I'm sure they're gonna make video games as well, similar to Pudgy Penguins. I know you guys know the Pudgy Penguins coin, Pengu, right? So it's similar to that, and if that has done well, you know, this also has a high possibility of doing well also. So as always, none of this is financial advice. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.